This 30-minute yoga sequence was filmed in Copenhagen, Thailand, and it's fantastic for changing your mood and moving energy in your body. It's a really dynamic flow, and it will help you shift that energy if you have stagnant energy in your body, and it will also open up your body very much with a very flowy but easy vinyasa. Enjoy! Begin on all fours and do a few cat and cows. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, push into the mat. Inhale, lift up, and exhale. Just do 3 more. Last one, inhale and exhale, then come to a neutral position. Press back into a child's pose, and from child's pose, press forward into a half push-up and back to child's pose with a nice dynamic movement. Back to push-up and just do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and last one, 5. And come up to your first downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet. Do any movements that are comfortable or anything that your body is calling for. And then come back to a half all fours position with your knees almost touching the ground, then back to downward facing dog. Knees almost touch, downward dog. 5 more. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Last one, back to downward facing dog, pressing your palms into the mat, not locking out your elbows, slight micro bend, and just pedal your feet for a few more breaths. Now come to plank hold forward, and holding your plank, while you hold and engage your core, pressing your hands firmly into the mat and pressing up into your upper back. Move forward and back on your toes. Forward and back. Really pulling the belly button in towards the back of the spine. And 5 more. For 1, 2, really burning, feeling that burning sensation, that fire in the belly. And last 2. And last one. Lower your knees to the floor to tabletop position. And do a bit of a duck dive to push up. So down, come up, and back to child's pose. Again, coming up and back to child's pose. Just 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. And twisting your hips side to side. Back into child's pose. And really just moving your back and your sides. Just really stretch into any movement that feels good in child's pose. Really open up those hips as well. And then come back up to downward facing dog with the right leg lifting and stepping into a low lunge. Pulse up and down, back knee to the ground, just not touching the ground but just pulsing up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step forward to the top of the mat. Halfway lift on the inhale and fall forward in an exhale. One more time. Halfway lift, inhale and fall forward. Exhale. Now come up to mountain pose, reach for the sky and swan dive, fall forward. As you fall forward, step back with your right leg to low lunge and then pulse on the other side. 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back to plank, and either with knees lowering or without knees, come to lower to your chaturanga. And then halfway lift on the inhale and lower for the exhale. Now place your hands wide out to the outside of the mat and come up to your fingertips. Lift the chest and then twist to the left and look over your left shoulder. Take a deep breath in. And for the exhale, come back to center. Lower back to the mat. And inhale, come back up and twist to the other side. Deep breath in. And come back to center. Push up. And come up to your first upward facing dog and back to downward facing dog. Pedal the heels to the ground again. Let's go for 5, 4, heels to the ground, 3, 2, and 1. And now step or hop to the top of your mat. Halfway lift on the inhale and fall forward on the exhale. And come up to mountain pose, sun salute, and hands to prayer and swan dive, fall forward. Now halfway lift on the inhale and step the left foot back to warrior 1. Square the hips, hands energized, reaching for the sky, and stay here for 3 deep and long breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And one last time. And exhale. Open up to warrior 2. And here, pulse up 3 times with your hands, bring your hands above your head. So come up to pulse for 1, 2, and 3. Then reverse your warrior and come back down to your low lunge and pulse again here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back to chaturanga and go through your vinyasa, knees and no knees. Come to upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Halfway lift again on the inhale
falling forward on the exhale. Bend your knees slightly so that you feel your hamstrings. Really, your stomach can even touch your upper thighs. Really stretching out and lengthening the hamstrings. Now inhale, come up to mountain pose. Hands to prayer. And swan dive forward. Halfway lift and step the right leg back to warrior one this time. And again, energizing the fingers, strong warrior one. We're staying here for 3 breath hold. Inhale, deep into the belly, mouth closed, and exhale, Ujjayi breath. 2 more. One more. And open up to warrior 2. And 3, pause, hands above your head for 1, 2, and 3. And reverse your warrior. And down to your low lunge again for 5 pulses for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Step back to plank and go through your vinyasa, knees or no knees. Upward dog and downward facing dog. Stay here for 3 breaths, mouth closed on the first 2. Deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Again. And on the last breath, take an inhale through your nose and a sigh, big exhale through your mouth. Let go anything that doesn't serve you. Now right foot lifts and step forward to Crescent Lunge. Hold here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. And on the exhale, pause for 5. Up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring your hands to prayer, lean forward and twist to the right. Your revolving Crescent Lunge. Staying here for 3 breaths, lengthening the body. And with every inhale, lengthen just a little bit more. And with every exhale, twist just a little bit more, a little bit further. Looking up to the sky, one last breath. And come back to center of this Crescent Lunge. And an inhale. And launch yourself forward to your standing splits. Legs up in the air. It doesn't matter how high your back leg gets. Just hold for 3 breaths. Ideally square your hips if possible. And really find that strength to lift that leg as high as you can. 2 more breaths. 1 last breath. And land back into warrior 2. Reverse your warrior and inhale. And come to extended side angle on the exhale. 1 breath in. Full breath out. And reverse your warrior and go through your vinyasa. upward facing dog, and the graceful downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. One more breath. And a big sigh again. Now left foot lifts on the inhale and step to your crescent lunge. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. And pause for 5, 4, 3, strong legs, 2, and 1. Hands to prayer and lean forward and twist to your crescent lunge on the other side. Staying here for deep breaths. 1, 2. Make the last one a nice and give it the best twist that you had this whole time. And exhale, come back to center. And lunge into your standing splits. Right leg's going to lift and hold for 3. Lift that leg as high as possible. All the strength in the leg. Left leg grounded into the earth. And right leg lift for the last breath. And land back into warrior 2. On an inhale, reverse your warrior and come to your extended side angle on the exhale. Reverse your warrior and back down. Come to your Vinyasa, your Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Step forward into hip width distance and grab with your peace fingers, grab your toes for your big toe bend. So bend your knees slightly so that you can come as close as possible to the earth and your chest is touching your thighs, almost resting on your thighs for a nice release for your hamstrings. Keep breathing, staying here for 5 breaths. 4 more. 3 more. Last 2. And last one. Very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, come back up to standing. We're going to come into a side bending half moon to the left. Hands interlock above your hand and body lifts up, side body lengthens and lift and bend to the left. Holding here for 1. Deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, and for 5, come back to center. And coming into eagle pose, right arm under and right leg over, come to eagle. Twist your leg all around the other leg and hold. Sit down as low as you can. Left leg is grounding into the earth. Hold. Upper body lifts up. Look up. Unfold and lunge into half moon. If you have a block, you can grab it. Otherwise, you can hold on to the ground As you lift your right hand into the air, right leg lifts as well in the back. And hold for 3, 2, and 1. Release and come down to ragdoll. Grab a hold onto your elbows and just like a ragdoll, release and let your head hang. And release vertebrae by vertebrae. Very, very slowly come back up to standing. And again, lift your hands above your head, interlock your hands, and coming into your side bending mood on the right side. Hands are launching into the air. Energize your fingers, lift up, and bend to the right. Staying here for 3, 2, 1, and come back up to center. And eagle arms on the other side. Left arm under, left leg over, and staying here for 3 breaths. 2, and 1. Untangle your arms and legs and lunge into your half moon on the other side. Again, if you get a block, just grab it. If not, your fingertips can support you as your right foot is grounding into the earth and you're balancing your left leg and left arm in the air. 2 more. 1 more breath. And come, release and come back into ragdoll. Just for 3 breaths here. Shake out your head, let your neck release. Release your hands, halfway lift in the inhale. And fall forward, exhale. Step back into plank and come through your Vinyasa. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, come back to your plank, and for as slow as you possibly can, for a count of 5, release onto the floor, lower to the floor for 5, 4, 3, drop your knees if you have to, 2, and 1. Land on the floor and come to your stomach. We're gonna come into Locust Pose. So you're gonna lift the chest as you energize your legs and you push all the way back like you're trying to reach the back of the floor, the back of the room. And come up to your chest, hands energized and reaching towards your feet. It's great for your lower back, all the muscles around your back, supporting your spine, lifting for 2 more breaths. Keep breathing, don't forget to breathe. Your breath is what's going to get you through. 2, and 1. Lower your chest back to the floor and come up to upward facing dog and downward facing dog. And step or hop through and come to a seated position. We're going to come up to a bridge. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. So with our back bends, you can support your bridge by either holding onto the mat and pressing firmly into the mat with your hands, or you can clasp your hands underneath and hold yourself up, getting some support from your shoulders as well. And your hands. So we're staying here for 5. Deep breath, slow breath into the belly. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back onto the floor and just open up your knees. Open up your knees. Relax your back. Release your back. Take a deep breath in and exhale. You're going to come up to your second back bend. If wheel is in your practice, you can go wheel. If it's not in your practice, just do another bridge. It's perfectly fine. Coming up and staying for 5 breaths. Three more breaths. Last 2. And lower back into the ground. And now bring your knees to your chest. Roll and release your back. Roll side to side. Release the back and release both legs straight out. We're going to come to a supine twist. So you're going to bring your right knee into your chest and twist to the left with your hands by your side, outside, and you're looking to the right. So a nice lower back twist. Staying here for 5 breaths. We're coming to the end of the sequence. So really deepen your breaths here. Getting ready to release and ready to come into your final pose soon. Just 2 more breaths. One last breath. And come back to center. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Left leg comes into the chest. Twist to the right and look to the left. 5 breaths here. And come to the last breath in and out, and come back to center, and just for a last pose, come up to a happy baby and really just try to push your lower back and the entire spine, press it firmly into the mat and really release. Just the last final move before you come into Shavasana. And come to your final pose. Relax, release. Big breath in through your nose and a big sigh, release, let go of everything. And give yourself at least 1 minute here to rest and let your body take advantage of all these beautiful movements you've done in this wonderful restorative pose. Enjoy.